Hello, welcome to Feel the Power of Power BI. Today we are going to cover a very interesting topic, which is how to present measures dynamically on your visuals. What I mean by that, you will run into this scenario in real life a lot. So right here I have a very simple report, and this report we have multiple visuals, and each visual presents the cost associated with the sales or revenue. Second report I have right here, which is just the revenue, and then the third report I have here is basically the profit, which is revenue minus cost. But what I want to do is I want to combine all three reports into a one single report and allow user to basically select the measure, and that measure presents the value in these visuals. What I mean by that is this dynamic plotting of measures. So right here I have cost. It's presenting all the costs associated with our revenue. Then right here is if I click on revenue, it changes to revenue. If I click on profit, now I have profit here. So this option becomes very handy. It's not a bookmark. It's basically dynamic measure plotting. How do we do that? So let's first look at the cost. So what I have right here is basically very simple, straightforward base measure, which is basically amount sold. Right here is our revenue. Profit is revenue minus cost, and the total cost is our product cost. So very simple, three straight measures. Now, very first thing we want to do is this. We want to create this slicer. This slicer is basically created within Power BI desktop as a static table. And those of you who know me, anytime I create an object as a best practice, I prefix PBI in Power BI. So what is this table? Is very simple selections: cost, revenue, profit. And I'll just go over it very quickly how I created that. Basically just simply enter data, and you can put it anything you want there, ID and selection, and then you just go into 1, 2, 3 and provided whatever value you want to see. So but I'm not going to create that again, but that's how I've done it. So this is static table. So I'm going to just cancel that one out. Now, let's go ahead and use cost report, and we are going to convert this into dynamic plotting. So very first thing I want to do is this. I want to go ahead and bring in a slicer, and I'm going to pin my selection to this slicer. As you can see, cost, revenue, profit. Right now there is no functionality behind it. Okay, so what I want to do is this. Now let's change that to horizontal, and now I have all three of those. I don't need slicer header, but right now you get the point. I have all that. So I need to create a new dynamic measure, which is selected measure. What I mean by that is this. It's simply basically a if then else statement. What it says is, if the value from slicer, which is in this case cost, then show me the KPI total cost right here. If user selects the value profit, then show me profit right here. If user selects revenue, show me revenue right here. So basically it's very straightforward. If then else, if user selects cost, show me this base measure. If user selects profit, show me this, revenue, this. Now, if I go ahead and just simply, I'm going to use product and the value. So in values, we are going to bring in, let's select that. We are going to bring in, rather than cost, selected measure, okay? Let's close that. So now, if you look at it, if I create cost, if I select cost, it changes to cost. If I select revenue, it goes to revenue and profit. So it's doing if then else statement using switch that we have right here. Now let's talk about this if cross filter. So what it does is this. Let's come to our dynamic plotting report. Go to selected measure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this piece out for right now, just to show what it does. And now let's go ahead and select all of these, not select any of them. Okay, see, so now it basically breaks because the switch statement is not working. There isn't any one of the values selected from here. So if I select cost, it all comes back. So what is cross filter does is, okay, if nothing is selected, it's going to basically show nothing. It's not going to show that visuals are not working or error, anything like that. So let's go ahead and let's close this, and I'm going to take the cost out. It should, here it is, blank, nothing. So this is much better than seeing all those error messages. So that's how we show, we plot different measures based on user selection into a single report. So basically the workflow here is you create your report first, you create all your base or branch out measures, you create your dynamic selection table within Power BI right here. Then you create a new measure which calls other base measures based on switch, which is, in other words, if then else statement. Hopefully this video helps you with your report development. Also, just I want to mention one more thing here. On purpose, I used older version right here of Power BI desktop. So reason I'm saying that is this: the newer version, updated version of Power BI desktop, you do not need to use if is cross filter statement, because new version enforces that user at least selects one of the value. So you don't have to worry about that. And to be honest, performance is better if you don't use this statement at all. So hopefully this video helped you with your dynamic measure plotting. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next time,